Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Hope you guys had a lovely weekend. Hope you guys missed your favorite wrestling fan. I definitely missed you guys. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is definitely smiling tonight. If you guys are watching the NFL game between the Rams and the Vikings, gotta be honest, a little shocking. Obviously, what does this mean for Sam Darnold when, trying to cash in on a new contract? This game was extremely important, especially for Darnold, because now you literally just kind of shot yourself in the foot. And, after definitely losing this game against the Rams, it's not over yet. So, we've seen more, we've seen a lot of different, circumstances. Maybe, there are miracles, especially if you're a wrestling fan, you're definitely, definitely love seeing those miracles. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like the Vikings are going to, are going to come back and challenge those Rams. But, it is what it is. They had a pretty good season. Obviously, it was very surprising. Definitely coach of the year. Does this, I was banking on Sam Darnold kind of being the comeback player of the year. You know what? I still think he is. But it's neither here nor there. We're gonna talk about some professional wrestling. We have a great show for today on tap. Today we have our WWE Smackdown review. Then we're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw, and then of course we're gonna go ahead and jump on into some WWE NXT, and then fourth segment we're gonna talk about Pentagon Jr., Penta El Cerro Medio, however you guys want to remember him by, or not remember him, but have a fond memory of. I don't know, that sounded weird when I said that. Overall, whatever name you choose to call him, we're going to talk about him coming to the WWE, future storylines, what you want to see, what you don't want to see on Monday Night Raw, and then we're going to talk about AEW All In Texas is going head-to-head against WWE Saturday Night's main event happening July 12th. Honestly, it wasn't a WWE decision. Obviously, NBC kind of came out with its own schedule. It is the premier show, prime time, kind of like a Saturday Night Live meeting WWE. Obviously, if you guys watched the Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon on Netflix, you knew that the NBC, the head honcho, and Vince McMahon were, pretty close business partners. And even in terms once when they did the XFL back in, the early 2000s. But, it's actually, pretty interesting to watch, especially if you're a wrestling fan. Got a chat from my man, Anthony Mazzano. If you were to build your dream quarterback from attributes of great NFL quarterbacks, what quarterback do you use? I don't want to say Tom Brady, because for the longest time I hated Tom Brady, and I feel like, he wasn't really much of a scrambler, but he could scramble when he had the chance. I got to be honest, I like Dan Marino. He put on some great numbers. He was great passing, especially back then in a league where it was ground and pound and it was mostly teams running the football. He was able to put up numbers like 40 touchdowns, which was absolutely, it was unheard of, especially back in that modern day NFL era. And now, kind of what Joe Burrow did this season. Obviously, the Bengals did not make the playoffs. Kind of sucks. I would rather see them come in to, put up a game against Josh Allen and the Bills. Instead, you got Bo Nix. Not crapping on Bo Nix or anything like that. I personally feel like the Denver Broncos are in a way better direction. Nice step. They do need, a couple more pieces. They need a running game. Estime wasn't really, he was on my fantasy league. I remember there was one week where I needed a running back because I think DeAndre Swift had a bye week. And DeAndre Swift kind of screwed me this fantasy season as well. Little Fettuccine 68 says the Los Angeles Rams are going all the way to win the Super Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in New Orleans. You know what? It wouldn't be much of a shock. This isn't the first time they did this. When they defeated the Bengals with Joe Burrow, I think they were a wild card team, and Sean McVay just has that. He has that it factor to him. He definitely knows how to. He knows how to hype up his players. Nobody plays harder for their coach than the Rams do for Sean McVay. And last season was kind of the Rams always kind of find a way. They always kind of find a way to stay relevant within the topic, even in the playoffs. Like, they always seem like, they have a shot. I remember when not Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, played that split time under Sean McVay, and he even said in an interview that's the reason why he's a changed quarterback now. That's the reason why he's playing decent in Tampa. Well, I'm going to say decent. It sounds kind of mean. I feel like he is playing he's killing it. I feel like he is balling out in Tampa Bay, and obviously he said it was thanks to leadership from Sean McVay. So I feel like he does have a way with quarterbacks. I feel like he has overall a way with a lot of players in the NFL connecting to that, kind of young crowd, because, the NFL, all these guys are young. It's crazy to see. It's crazy to say Lamar Jackson is 28 years old, and I'm like, damn, I don't know why we're people who are in professional sports league, I automatically just assume that they are in their 30s or something like that. But, that's a bold statement. The Los Angeles Rams definitely do have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Me, personally, I do not want to see Kansas City win, although they probably will, which sucks. But, it is what it is. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, they're fantastic together. Match made in heaven, and sometimes you just can't hate. You just got to appreciate. Just got to tip your hat to them and be like, hey, one of these days, my team will hopefully have that successful, kind of standing and stuff like that. All right, so without further ado, we're going to jump on into our first segment. Got some WWE Smackdown to talk about, but before we do any of that, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit up that super chat. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Just remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. We are all ears. Definitely keep those comments, definitely sound off in that comment section. And if you really want to make sure that comment is, read, although, most of your comments are, if you want to feel gracious, obviously hit up that super chat. Just a great way to keep the podcast, keep this network going, and have these amazing podcasters doing what they do, doing what they love to do, is to keep bringing you guys awesome sports content on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, those super chats helps us, helps us bring things that you guys love. We are super grateful for each and every one of you guys. All the audience is definitely, we are greatly, we're in debt to you guys. We definitely love you guys who joins us here. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's get this party started. Send in those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome, and together we will make sure this podcast is, bigger, better, and stronger than ever. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about some WWE Smackdown. You know what? I thought it was a good episode of Smackdown. I'm not going to say it was the best, obviously, 3 hours to kill. And, Triple H, Paul Levesque did announce that in July, I think it's in July, yeah. In July, they will be switching back to that 2-hour format of SmackDown on the USA Network, which is, it's good and it's bad. I feel like it's good because obviously, more time, more, a chance for young, talented superstars to come out and kind of go out there and chase their dream, kind of do what they do do what they love doing best, is that, stepping inside, jumping off that top rope, being all you can be while you have the shared spotlight. So, I think by then they will definitely have kind of just like a schedule. They'll have a checklist of what exactly should be broadcasted on WWE Smackdown on a week-to-week basis. But honestly, it could be, it could be bad. It could be bad, and obviously for the reasons that I explained why it's good. You can have a lot of unseen talent. You can see a lot of the same bookings over and over and over again. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of getting tired of seeing Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus kind of go at it. Totally cool. Obviously, in my opinion, 1,010%. I feel like they are, they put on good matches. I love Sheamus, obviously a veteran in the game. Ludwig Kaiser is a young, rising superstar. Congratulations to his girlfriend, Tiffany Stratton, on cashing in and becoming the new WWE Women's Champion last Friday night on SmackDown. So, got to throw your flowers whenever they're due. But, just some things, I just don't want it to seem super, repetitive. So we got the new announcers. We got Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are now anchoring WWE SmackDown, which is good. I did not want to see. I was thinking maybe Joe, maybe not Spencer. What the hell is his name? Oh my God, I can't think of his. Corey Graves. Like I do like Corey Graves. He's all right. I'm not the biggest fan, but him with Joe Tessitore would have been interesting. But I personally love him and Wade Barrett. They have great chemistry together. WWE officials behind the scenes saying this year that they were actually super impressed by by the commentary duo that was on WWE Monday Night Raw before Pat McAfee and Michael Cole took over. Obviously, Raw going to Netflix, you need Michael Cole. Obviously he's been around the business for quite some time, knows how to call a match, definitely knows how to manipulate the viewer and get them into the match. The way he calls a match is just, it's just great. Obviously nobody could be Jim Ross. I don't think anybody would ever kind of match up to Jim Ross. The intensity that he shared while on the mic, just calling the action, making you feel like you're sitting right there on the apron, watching these guys go at it. So Michael Cole, he does a pretty good job. He's like, he's almost there. He's my, second favorite WWE announcer of all time. And of course, Pat McAfee. Who doesn't love Pat McAfee? I love the way he's like this in-your-face style. I love the way how he kind of brings a new flavor to WWE. For the longest time, WWE and the sports world have kind of been adjacent to each other. And, now you kind of have Pat McAfee being that. He's going to bring a little bit of worldwide sports commentary, worldwide sports media, a media attitude or a media presence to WWE, which it makes it seem a little bit more, it makes it a little bit more real. And I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. But, like, for example, like if you saw Joe Buck or Troy Aikman commentary on WWE, you'd be like, oh my God, that's kind of, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Or Al Michaels. I would love to see Al Michaels do commentary on like a WrestleMania match. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Next, moving on. Paul Heyman starts out. He addresses the WWE Universe, saying that the only tribal chief in this world is Roman Reigns. Obviously, I kind of felt like that was a little push to the final boss, to The Rock. Obviously, you saw him on that Monday Night Raw on Netflix. A debut. Roman Reigns wants his title back. Paul Heyman, asks Cody Rhodes to come out, looks him dead in the eye, and then all of a sudden Kevin Owens comes out. Something between this, feud needs to happen. Like, it's to the point where kind of getting tired of it, and the Drew McIntyre CM Punk feud, it was good. But there was a lot of wash, rinse, and repeat. One of them's talking on the mic, then the other one attacks the other one backstage. One of them gets carried off in an ambulance, and then vice versa. And then now we have, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes both being thrown. Both, it was Cody Rhodes who tackled Kevin Owens on top, to this table. So, Triple H definitely, was reported backstage that he's writing those two characters off for the meantime. Just, so they're probably going to have those, those interviews via satellite and, how you preparing for your match against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. And then, obviously the same thing's going to be happening with Kevin. But I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good right now. Kind of leave some slots open. And that, like what I was talking about earlier in this segment with Friday Night Smackdown, returning to 2 hours. I feel like, between these next 6 months, I feel like a lot of superstars, Triple H is looking them, he's talking to them in the back, telling them, hey, it's your chance to step up. It's your chance to step up. Do you want to be on SmackDown? Do you want to eventually move to WWE Monday Night Raw? It's your choice. So, you either come in here and act like you give a damn about the business, share a passion along with all these other men backstage, or if you're just another chump. So, should be pretty cool. Should be pretty good. This match at Royal Rumble, I'm looking forward to it. Tama Tonga and Jakob Fatu come out to try to attack Paul Heyman. Jimmy Uso says no, saves Paul Heyman, but falls short to the speed, the dominance of Jakob Fatu. And then, of course, Cody comes back. And, that was that. And backstage, the LA Knight throws Jakob Fatu outside of the arena, closes the door. I thought that was kind of funny, but at the same time, I knew it was a foreshadow that they were going to, get involved in this match, and I did not want to see that. I really honestly did not want to see that. Chelsea Green retains her WWE Women's United States Championship against Michin, of course, with the distraction, Piper Niven paying dividends, helping Chelsea Green keep that belt around her waist. Did not want to have a short-lived run. Michin, I respect her. I think she's a great superstar. But I kind of want to see something new with this Chelsea Green storyline because right now it kind of seems a little stale. So it'll be interesting to kind of see, maybe if Jade Cargill comes back. Well, she will. Why am I saying maybe? When she comes back, and then is Naomi going to just, open arms? Is she going to just be willing to relinquish her half of that women's tag team championships? Because, she never lost it, like I mentioned before. With Sasha Banks, they left the company due to character frustrations over storyline writings. And so she never lost that title. I feel like Bianca Belair is going to be put in a difficult situation. But if Jade, I feel like is a future women's United States champion. But it should be interesting to find out this whole storyline between her and, who attacked her and all that kind of stuff. Legado del Fantasma, got to be honest, I watched them. I loved how Angel Garza was reaching out to the fans, giving them handshakes. Looking quite babyface, they were able to defeat Pretty Deadly. And, I think the tag team division on SmackDown is night and day different than about, 2 or 3 months ago, obviously, before the Motor City Machine Guns debuted. I feel like they have a huge spark. They added a huge spark to WWE Smackdown in the tag team division. Obviously, my opinion. Pretty Deadly, happy to see them getting some TV time. Right now, they're not getting a lot of love inside the ring, but they put on a good match. It was a decent match. Obviously, when you're the heels, you kind of have to, be jerks. You kind of have to bend the rules a little bit, and most of the time they, kind of fall short and lose. But, completely impressed. I love the fact that Legado del Fantasma is getting attention. I love the fact that they're turning babyface. So the other night against Shinsuke Nakamura, like I said before, obviously it was a rematch. I love Shinsuke Nakamura's character shift. I love his new entrance. I love the red. I love the fact that, I love the Japanese culture inside his entrance, in his fighting style. He really honestly needed to kind of take a break from WWE. And I feel like WWE ultimately needed him to leave to kind of be like, all right, he is obviously a talent. He's a missing link. You see him in OAH and, in Japanese wrestling, they pay attention to their wrestling and they're very passionate about it. And Shinsuke Nakamura coming back with a new attitude, a whole new character skin is, pretty badass. And I love it. Kind of crazy, the LA Knight once again screwed out. So he's probably going to get another shot. I'm looking forward to it. Not too, I don't know. Motor City Machine Guns defeat Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Theory looking absolutely impressive. And, it was a good match. Overall, it was a good match. Tiffany Stratton comes out. It is Tiffy time. The new WWE Women's Champion basically put the locker room on blast. Told the crowd to basically acknowledge her. And then Nia Jax came out and, just basically goading her on and be like, you finally took advantage. Tiffany Stratton claimed that she played Nia Jax the whole time. We have that women's number 1 contendership match. We see Bayley come out to confront Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. Then out comes Naomi and Bianca. And then, bam, we got a fatal 4-way match. Number 1, whoever wins gets a shot at Tiffany Stratton's titles next week on SmackDown. Won by Bayley. Like it, don't love it. Carmelo Hayes and Jimmy Uso hinting at their future feud, which would be pretty cool. I would like that feud for both of those superstars. Jacob, Fatu, Tama, Tonga defeat Cody Rhodes and Jimmy once when Kevin Owens gets involved. And like I mentioned before, both of them wind up through a table. And yeah, but it was a decent ending. It was a decent ending. All right, we talked about SmackDown. Now we're going to talk about some WWE Monday Night Raw talk. We're going to get into some of the action when we come back. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and join me here in about 25 seconds. So hey, do not go absolutely anywhere.